Alright, this week we're going to be doing some more work on the Camaro. We got some more interior pieces, the rear panels back there and the sail panels. And I've been having trouble with these aluminum hinges. This big heavy cowl hood, the struts just will not hold them up. The original ones that I got, the cheap eBay ones, I replaced them. I got the most expensive, the strongest ones you could get. After a couple of months, they're just flopping down. So I'm going back to the traditional spring ones, and I know for sure these will hold the hood up. You know, they are not as pretty, but I need them to function, you know. So, you know, the springs come separately. When you look at that, it just isn't happening, you know. So I watched a few YouTube videos. I'm not going to take credit for this, but I saw one where you stretch it out with the floor jack, which I've done here, and I just got an extension down here and it's hooked up here, and you put these pieces of paint stick in there and you fill up all the slots, and it stretches it out enough to where you can go ahead and start you know, hooking it over the hinge. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting a bunch of these in here. I chopped down some paint sticks. I'm gonna see how this method works. Alright, had to go back and forth a little bit to get the right amount of sticks in, and I gotta find some place to mount this on, to push down on it, and it should stretch it so that the sticks fall out. We'll see if that's gonna work. Okay, let me show you what we got going on with these hood hinge springs. I managed to get all of the sticks out, but they were just a little bit thick. I had to break them up, pull them out with vice grips, jam them with a screwdriver. So on the next one, we're going to try slightly thinner sticks. They're probably, well, slightly thinner. So I'm going to go ahead and stretch the other spring out, stuff these in here, and see if that makes it easier to get them out. This one's fully depressed, and they seem like they're gonna come out okay. The thicker ones don't wanna go. So hopefully this will stretch it out far enough, and we'll see how that works. Okay, I got it compressed down, and we're gonna see. So far, not too bad. Yeah, they seem to be coming out of there. I think this is the method, the thinner paint sticks. Yeah, it's not a big fight getting them out. Oh yeah, this is working so much better. Yeah, the thickness of your paint sticks really makes a difference. Some of them are a little bit tough, but oh, they're coming right out of there compared to, man, trying to break them up into pieces. Yeah. Okay, so I think we've discovered the method. Thinner paint sticks. and pretty much have to put them in every slot. All right, I think it's gonna work. All right, now that we've successfully got our springs mounted, I wanted to get some paint on these because this E-coat will eventually rust through and that wouldn't be very pretty. So what I've done is I scuffed them down with the scuff pad as much as I can get, but there's some just little areas where I can't get. So I was gonna spray it down with some adhesion promoter, let that dry, and then paint them up to where they'll, you know, last for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going on that. Okay, well, I'm waiting for my paint to dry on my hinges. I want to show you what else I got going on over here. I was gonna try to clean up and paint my A-pillars, the trim pieces, and I discovered that one of them was really not in too good a shape. It was full of holes. So I priced them, and they're like $360 a pair. You know, I mean, 180 each. There were some used ones that were just as rusty, pretty cheap, but I figured why not just fix the ones I got? So been patching this. I got this welded up, just hammer forming some pieces, and now one of them, it's not bad at all. I think it'll clean up real nice, but I wasn't paying those $360 for some A-pillar trim. I'm just gonna fix the ones I got. So gonna get doing a little bit more on this while we're waiting for the paint to dry over there, and see if we can't get them looking halfway decent. Okay, these are some pretty intricate little patch pieces. I put a little roll on it to match the original and cut out the rust spot and put a little twist in it to match that, and hopefully we can get that to line up good and weld it all the way up solid and smooth it out. Okay, it's a couple days later, and I can't believe I actually fixed this rusted out A-pillar trim. It's got a patch there, patch there, patch there, a patch there, a patch down there. And so I smoothed it all out and put some glazing compound on it. Needs a little bit more body work on it. Get some high build primer and see if I can smooth it out a little bit more. But I went ahead and trimmed them off down here, and so they'll clear my custom dash to fit the 2015 Camaro instrument cluster and whatnot. But I'm going to go ahead and put some molding trim around the bottom, and I made these little countersink holes and drilled new holes. They seem to fit up in there pretty good, so a little more body work on these and go ahead and get some paint on them. But meanwhile, I got my hood off, and I'm going to go ahead and get these aluminum hood hinges off here, which obviously can't hold up a cowl hood, and put these new stock type hood hinges on that we got from Summit Racing. Now that we got our springs on there and got them all scuffed up and primered and painted, so we're going to go ahead and get these bolted on here and see if those will hold up that humongous cow hood. So here we go with that. Okay, now that I got my hood hinge on there, just looking at this hood, up here where the front bolt is, it's about an inch. And back here it narrows down and it's almost flush with it. I'd say about 3/4 inch. And when you push the hood hinge down, you can see that it's sticking up just a little bit. So it looks like the back needs to come down and the front needs to come up some. Of course, it's probably not gonna hinge all the way down. So I'm gonna go up a little bit here, and I would have to say down as far as it'll go here. So let's try that. Okay, I got both of my hood hinges adjusted where I think they need to go. We will see when we go to put the hood on. So now all I gotta do is wait until I can get some help putting that big old hood on. So we'll find something else to do meanwhile. Okay, meanwhile, while I'm waiting for some help put the hood on, my little hood release up in here has pretty much just broke off. You can't even hardly see it up in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt this hood latch assembly and fix it up so it'll be much easier to pop the hood. So, gonna get going on this. Okay, this is what I got going on. I got this little piece of 1/8 inch by 1/2 inch and put a little curl in it, kind of like the way it was before. And since I don't want it to break off again, I'm doing a little lap weld. I'm gonna weld it on both sides and up through here, then smooth it out, and hopefully it won't break off again. So we're gonna go ahead and get welding on this. Okay, got it all nice and smoothed out, took all the sharp edges off, and now we're gonna go see if it's gonna fit. Okay, looks like it's gonna work. Got it out here where we can reach it. Cool. Now put a little paint on it and we can bolt it back on. Hey, so we can get this through the hole down here. Okay, think it's gonna work.
Awesome.
Okay, I got some help putting the hood on and got it adjusted, and it actually stays up. Lines up fairly decent. And also, I can come over here and reach that, pop it, and it actually stays up. That is awesome.
It is.
Okay, on this 6L80E, I have the shallow pan on it, and it has a fill from the bottom little tube, which works. You can get the correct level. However, it's really inconvenient. So, I got this low car dipstick, and it's gonna sit about right there. Now, if we mount it like that, well, you can't even get the dipstick out. It's, you know, gonna hit right there. So, I'm gonna have to modify this little bracket to get it to where it's out there somewhere. So, we're gonna do a little cutting and grinding and welding, and that way we can actually use the dipstick. Okay, that's a whole lot of steps just to extend a little bracket, but you know, you gotta make it work. Made my bend a little bit angled so it'll kind of angle out that way, a little easier to pull in and out. So I'll get this painted up and see if we can get it mounted. Okay, let's see if we can get this flex tube in here. It appears that it's going to be a really tight fit, and it's going to take some persuading. Okay, I finally got my dipstick tube in there, and what I ended up having to do is grind it down with a little buckeye, smooth it out with some 400 grit, and it finally fit in there. I'd show you, but I can't get it back out. It's stuck, so, which is a good thing. We don't want it popping out. So, I'm gonna see if we can get our bracket mounted. Okay, I got my little fabricated bracket mounted onto the dipstick, and gonna take and drill it out and put some rib nuts. Stuck. Okay, we now have a dipstick, and we don't have to go under the car to check the tranny fluid. Looks cool. Works good. Awesome. Okay, now we got our dipstick all mounted. My next little project is I'm gonna go ahead and get these seats took back out and get the floor cleaned up. And I got some acoustic insulation. It's called Boom Mat. Actually got it from O'Reilly's, which was actually a little bit better deal than stuff you'd find online. And I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get as much of this put down this evening. Maybe have to finish it up tomorrow, but I'm gonna see how much I can get done. Okay, if I had 2 more sheets, I think I could finish, but I might have to go on the hunt to see if anyone's got some of this stuff in stock tomorrow. See if I can get this finished up and put the carpet down. Okay, it's the next day, and run over to AutoZone and got little packages of boom mat. I'm hoping that's enough to finish up the sides of the tunnel. And once we get that in, then we're gonna have to hack up this carpet to clear our shifter and the center console, and hopefully we won't destroy it. Got the back half over there sun baking, so it's a little bit easier to work with. And also I've got my antenna extension, should be long enough to run my antenna from there down through the center and up to the radio. And got to get all my wires tucked away before I throw down the carpet. I think I'll use a little duct tape to hold them in place. And got the backup camera wires, power window wires, speaker wires, front speaker wires. Need to get all that stuff taped down, and I think we'll be ready to put our carpet in. Okay, I got pretty much everything boom matted down. Got it pretty well insulated. And normally you would have to use a roller or something like that on this, but it's like 95 degrees and this stuff is really sticky, so I didn't have any problem just mashing it down with my hand. So I think now that I got all my wires taped down and everything run where it needs to be, I think it's time to butcher the carpet and hope that I don't destroy it and see if we can get it laid down. And that way I can put my center console in with the AC controls, radio, all that stuff. So here we go with this carpet. Okay, I hacked up my carpet, made a big trench down through the middle here, and all this is going to get covered up from the center console. And my shifter console, I got little cup holders to go in here, and this is where the window switch will go. And so far it looks good, looks like it's gonna fit. There's enough room here for where the rear carpet tucks up under the front, and looks like I'm gonna have enough room here for the carpet. So okay, I realized before I put in the rear carpet we need to start fitting our rear seats, and we've been working on cleaning up the seat frames and did a little sandblasting, replaced a couple of these wires from an old seat. And we got the new seat covers over here, and I'm gonna open it up so we can see if we got all the parts and pieces. Oh,
It's got some pieces.
okay, those are the covers. Well, this must go over the springs or something. Is there 2 of those?
No, just one.
Huh. Just one. That's odd.
But here's the big piece.
Yeah, that's for the back piece. Still can't figure out. Maybe that's to go in between the seats. Yeah, because they're to cover the hump or something.
Yeah, it goes
Maybe.
like this.
Okay, all right, now it makes sense. All right, so Gonna go ahead and get our seat frames painted up, and I got the back of the back seat over here. I'm having to do a little bit of patchwork on it because it was pretty rusty. These are just about gone. So I made some little hoops. It's kind of hard to bend in a vise, but I'll be cutting those out and welding them in place. And I got a little rod that I'm going to like tack weld like so I get that in the right position, because it has to bend down like this. But I'm going to go ahead and get the seat frames painted up and get them cleaned up and see if we can hog ring down these rear seats. Okay, we got our frames all patched up and welded up and painted, and it's like 98 degrees and really humid, so we're packing up and going to the house where the air conditioning works better to put these together. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can stretch this over.
Okay. better. Hold on,
There it
hold on.
goes.
There we go.
All right.
Got the tabs back here. Cool.
Get it figured out. Uh-oh, it's kind of tweaked. I guess it got it.
Okay, this one was a little bit of a fight, but we got it on there and it looks awesome.
Okay, it actually turned out pretty nice. Feels comfy. Let's see if it's puppy dog approved.
Is it puppy dog approved? Yeah, she thinks it's comfy.
Alrighty then. Okay, we have our back seat all test fitted, and we've got our trim piece in the sail panel, and everything seems to be fitting good. There's a little bit of a gap in here, but the carpet's going to take that up, and the carpet goes under this trim piece. We're going to have to order a package tray up there. We still ain't got that. And we're trying to talk one of our friends that works in an upholstery shop to do the headliner. But it's about that time of week when we've got to upload and edit. She does the editing, so she needs some time to do that. But we'll have to end this one here, and we appreciate y'all watching.